Hi friends, welcome to my home. My name is Dusti and this is my thrifted home. And today is my Valentine's tour. It's one of my favorites because it's also my birthday. So come on in. Welcome to my home and my Valentine's Day tour. And I will be sharing a lot of my favorite things. I've collected most of this stuff at estate sales, thrift stores. A few things have been bought on eBay. Many of my generous friends have given things to me and I just so appreciate that so much, and I'm happy to share it with you. This I made last year. These are some kind of like paper, almost like a foam rose, and then some velvet ribbon. And it's just on a wire wreath form. So I will show you a close-up and let's get started on the tour. Come on in. So here is the wreath. You can see it's some kind of like foam, maybe like a paper. I'm not sure. They came on a single strand of wire, so all I had to do was wire them to the back. You'll also see them in another picture or another creation when you get to the library, because I used them there as well because there were so many. I think there was 50 of them maybe. I'm not sure, but I love it. On the back of the door, I believe this wreath came from Amazon, and then I added the red velvet ribbon to it to kind of dress it up a little. But it's kind of a heart shape, kind of doesn't read super well, but I still like it. I like all the little roses on it. It kind of has that vintagey feel to it. So unless I find something better, you never know. And here is our entryway. It was so much fun creating some of this stuff this year because I've gotten so many new things from estate sales. I've just been hoarding them and collecting them, and things from wonderful friends like Penny and Kayla. If you don't follow Kayla's channel, Little Kahabajuk, and you should, because Penny and Kayla go on some of the best adventures and find the best stuff. They're what really woke up in me my desire to really get into vintage and love of old things. I think it was always there. They just showed me how to incorporate it so well. So let's look at some of this stuff a little bit closer. Not even sure where to start. So this card, Aunt Penny sent it to me because it has 14 on it for Valentine's Day. And I stuck the little sticker on it because it's kind of a vintage Rushko sticker. And then that little spool with the wire came from an Etsy shop. It's pretty reasonable. I thought it was really cool. That is my Grandpa Claremont and my Grandma Alberta. And then this lunch chocolate, which, hey, for me, chocolate's any time of day. That came from eBay. And then these are some reproductions and some vintage, actual vintage Valentine cards. I think this one, that one's actual vintage. This is actually out of my mother's journal. There she wrote Valentine's Day, high in the 50s. And so I love that card that it looks vintage and Valentine, plus that it's from her journal. And then these came from Aunt Penny and Kayla. Look at that, to Elmer. And then this one to Elmer. Aren't those so cute? And I thought with the blue, they played really well with the other blue because there's another blue tin over here. This wedding couple came from the Blue Bicycle in Fayetteville, and then the little pedestal is the silver plate from an estate sale, and the little trinket box is also from an estate sale. And then that peanut butter crunch tin is from eBay, and the little purple kitty cat is from an estate sale. And then that card, I believe this one is also from Aunt Penny and Kayla. And those are my one and only 3 stack of butter pats I got for $1 each at an estate sale. And then that's a lovely little wedding couple from an estate sale. And more vintage postcards and cards. And then I don't remember where I found this, but the fact that it was chocolate recipes from Godiva and it's blue, I thought it was perfect. And then I don't know if you'll see here on this linen, It's embroidered and has hearts on it. So I love that. And I don't remember if that came from Aunt Penny or if that was an estate sale find. Some of that stuff starts to blur together a little bit. And this is a Hallmark ornament from an estate sale that I happened to find. And my mama loved the beach. And the fact that it's dated the year she passed away with the little dove, I love this, so I like having it out. And the cherry blossoms, those came from Amazon, believe it or not. They're pretty amazing. Really well done. Then the banner came from Walmart. And I think it's so much fun. It's kind of a throwback retro. Then down here, let's see if I can get down here and be able to still get back up. The tin, sorry the lighting's not super great, but the tin came from Temu. The book is from an estate sale and it's all love poems. And then the little hearts were made by Penny and her sister. Well, and there's Lexi May. Did you want to be a part of the tour? You can tell everybody Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, okay. So anyhow, Aunt Penny and her sister made all those little hearts. Aren't they so sweet? Who wouldn't like to travel around with a box of hearts? How sweet and full of love would that be? And then all my books, many from estate sales and who knows where. I love books. So that is the entryway. And Miss Lexi. May. This is the living room. Kind of a little overview. You can see all the pops of red. And we'll come in here and get a little bit closer. I kept the blanket here because it still has the pinks in it. And I think I traded the pillows because the kitty cat pillow fits really well there. And you can see the kind of indentation. That's one of Lexi's favorite spots. And then there's another banner from Walmart. And then I brought back out my 2 camera cases. The bottom one is empty because my husband actually has it for display. And then the top one has a itty bitty baby camera in it that came from, I believe, an antiques shop. Then this are some old little like poem books. I believe the one on top came from my friend Charlia. It's a Language of Flowers friendship book. And then this heart I found out on an Etsy shop. And the flowers, I believe, are from Amazon. And this beautiful velvet ribbon came from Amazon, believe it or not. I just love how frayed and old it looks and how it's kind of off pink and not quite true pink. And the little basket's cute. It's from Temu. So that's my little vignette over here. I love how it turned out. Those art pieces, these 3 pictures you see of our pets, that's Lenny, Lexi, and Mika. My daughter Callie did those. I think she did an amazing job. Then on this table, I went around and pulled all of my red books. Well, not all of them, but many of them. And I thought it'd be fun to just stack all the red down there. And I love how it looks. And then up here, some more books. And I added a pink ribbon to my candle sconce. And then one of my 3 metal flower frogs, they're in such demand. And I found 1 at an antique store and 2 at a different flea market with Haley and Leland or Wilmington. I don't know if it was Fancy Flea or Flea Body. I don't remember which one. But oh my gosh, I'm so glad to have found them. The little chocolate is a vintage chocolate brochure. And then the 2 old pictures are not anybody related to me, but I've decided to rename them, and it's the Ingalls family. So we have Charles here, and then that's Ma and baby Grace. And then that little love tag is a tag I actually made it to look old. And guess who's back? You would think this video is about her. May, this is my Valentine tour, not the May tour. Is this about you? Silly cat. I thought I would show on the other side here. Speaking of cats, there's Lenny. This blanket, oh my gosh, it's so soft. And this is kind of Mika's chair. She likes to lay here. That is a blanket from my best friend Marnie. And this retro looking pillow cover is actually from Amazon. And then recently I acquired this red Tiara Traveler, and it's much bigger than I thought. So my plan is to turn it into a table for my Lexi. Turn it into a table for my daughter Haley. So we'll see how that goes. Then over here is a bunch of smalls. I absolutely love smalls. I started with the beautiful pink velvet ribbon from Amazon on the sconce. And the little wooden 14 is from Penny and Kayla. And then all of these kitties, I think I've found them all pretty much on eBay over last year and this year. I just love it. That is a retro card. I believe it's from Amazon, made to look vintage, so it's not an actual vintage one, but I still think it's sweet. This one came from an Etsy shop, and this came from an estate sale. It's actually a flag on the back, but I like it on this side. And this, I don't remember where this came from, but I just like it pinned on there. And then some more kitty cats from eBay. I believe this one though is actually, I think it's from an estate, from eBay, and then these two are from a, yeah, maybe, I think they're all from eBay now that I think about it. It's either eBay or an estate sale. And then this is from eBay. I got a lot of vintage kitty cards. And this is actually from Hobby Lobby. It's one of those stands made to look retro. This I got at an antique shop in Cameron when they had their annual flea market days, antique days. There's a video for it. I'll have to look it up and put it in the description for you, but each one of them is different. There's like 10 different designs, but I thought this one was perfect with the hearts for Valentine's. And then these little wooden blocks, that one, and there's a couple more. Those all came from, I believe, Amazon. I'll stay down on this one. I'm not going to jerk all over and make you guys seasick. This came from an estate sale. I love all these littles. This came from a flea market, either Flea Body or Fancy Flea in Wilmington. And this little guy came from, I think, either an estate sale or eBay. The kitty cat, this one came from eBay, and this one actually came from the Flea Body in Wilmington. And then some more. This one came from Penny and Kayla. The little pieces of the fur are like velvety, like here on the collar and on the hat. I think that's so cool. And then these came from Amazon. And then this cute little Lori Mitchell. I did not know that's what she was and how cool they were. I kind of learned that from Jean E. If you don't follow Jean E, you should. If you love vintage and antique, she's got a marvelous collection. There's another one of those wooden blocks. I love the little girl with the kitty cat. This is an old Hershey chocolate can that came from, I believe, eBay. And then that came from an estate sale. And the flowers came from Temu. Temu has some really great stems and flowers. But yeah, I love my little smalls collection. So cool. Oh, well, there's something new. Usually it's Lexi that's up here, not Lenny. Hi, buddy. He's going to be 17 this year. Hi, buddy. Hi. Are you upset I'm not giving you attention? This is, I believe, like a scarf and not a table runner, but I'm using it like one, and it came from Temu. I love the embroidery. Isn't it beautiful? And then here's another postcard from Kayla and Aunt Penny. And then these two I found at estate sales. And this is it's a frozen Charlotte instead of a frozen Charlie. And then the little glass dish came from an estate sale, and it's heart-shaped. And then this little dolly. The suitcase, oh my gosh, I love the suitcase, 1950 style. That came from a garage sale, a churchyard sale for $2. And then I just took some tape and taped on a couple of retro Valentines. The phone I had to buy on eBay because I couldn't find the princess phone that I wanted to go with the suitcase, and then some more of my old vintage books. And look at that. That's a Valentine background on YouTube. Isn't it amazing? I can also link that. If I could speak, I can link that also in the description if you want to use that background and more velvet ribbon. So that's this side of the room. And let's come over here. There's a couple more things over here, and then we can go into the dining room. So this is just a red linen napkin. This actually used to belong to Haley. It opens, so if I wanted to leave it open, I could, but I don't. She had made some kind of Halloween vignette in it and didn't want it, and I'm like, I'll take it because I can figure out what to do. So it's just full of a bunch of different little hearts. The really shiny red ones, these are from Penny and Kayla. And I love all the assorted hearts in there. And I added a ribbon to this candle holder that came from an estate sale. And I keep it pretty simple because my husband and I like to eat in here and watch TV. So we need to be able to pick up the tray and move it all at once. And since May's in here, I'm gonna blow these candles out because I don't want her catching. She's caught her tail on fire before, but thank goodness I was quick enough to see what she did. So I'm gonna blow those out. There, I feel a little bit safer since Miss Snoopy Pants is up there. Then over here, I just added back some of my books into this one. And this one is going to be a challenge because I really want to show you what I did to decorate it with, but sometimes the glare is hard to read. I used just a little paper heart here, but let's see if I can get this to let me show you without the glare. I'm going to try and hold the lamp around so that, there we go. That's not too bad, is it? But you can kind of see, and then I'll go ahead and put the phone in there so you can see closer. Let's see if we can, how this will read for you. So, the little silver tray came from an estate sale, as did this wallet. It came from the house with all the creepy dolls. This is actually a little itty bitty sewing kit. And this is my grandma's, like, what they call them, where you could, autograph book from 1886. So it'd be like a great grandma or something like that. This beautiful beaded purse actually came from Temu. And then this came from an estate sale. And these awesome gloves came from an antique store. And then those are little retro style hearts from Amazon. And I don't remember where I got this. I think it's supposed to be a Christmas ornament, but I'm treating it like a Valentine. And then this beautiful embroidered purse came from Goodwill Online. And then there's another one of those retro wooden heart things from Amazon. So that's my Valentine vignette in there. And then up here, so I'm gonna start wearing more scarves. I love the look of a scarf around your neck, like the infinity scarves. So I bought this to hold scarves, but it came with two. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to just use it to hold up some pictures? And these are actually pictures of, that's my grandma Alberta and my Aunt Dinah. That's also my grandma Alberta and my Aunt Dinah. And these are relatives. I'd have to look on the back to see who they are. That's my grandma Alberta. And that is me. So I love that. Then I also was able to frame these pictures. Hopefully it's not too much of a glare. This is my daddy's house when he was a boy. And it's just 4 different images, 4 different sides of the house. But I thought it was really neat. So just thought I would throw this in there, even though it's not Valentine's. I just wanted to highlight it anyway. And it's my tour, so I can. So that's the living room. I do love all the red and all the color and all the pink. Look at that too. Isn't that just beautiful? Now on to the dining room. I love my gallery walls so much. Let's start with this because we're kind of in front of it anyway. So Penny inspired me to get one of these because I love all the pegs and being able to change it up for the different holidays. And the sign on top, that came from eBay, Be My Valentine. And then this wooden heart, I believe, came from Walmart. And then Aunt Penny sent me this beautiful little paper heart, Penny and Kayla. And then this actually, they're actually brass, but I glued paper hearts on them and the assorted colors because I like that better. And this has been my recent obsession, these lady whisk brooms. I got all of those on eBay and I just think they're amazing. Now this little kitty cat, I believe, what does it say, Sweetie on it? I think it came from an Etsy shop and it came with a little heart. And these little heart, it's actually like a little hanging or whatever, and there's 5 little hearts. But it's made from old flour sacks. It was made in a quilt by my grandma Alberta, but it was kind of starting to come apart. So my mama is the one that turned it into hearts. So it's really special because now I have something that's from my mom and my grandma. And this recently came from a thrift store. I believe it was Mavericks, and I love it. Whoops, I think it's marked, yep, made in Japan. And I just think it's so perfect. And then my red rolling pin and my red half apron. And then the other little apron with the pink flowers came from Penny and Kayla. I just tucked some little flowers in the pocket. And I just think that's so sweet. Well, look at the other curio cabinet here. My kitty cookie jar, that came from Facebook Marketplace actually. And then the little ginger cat came from Whimsy Vintage, which is an Etsy shop, and they also have their own website, and it's an amazing website. Sandy's awesome. The books came from estate sales. The little heart picture with the pics came from Penny and Kayla. I love it. And hopefully I can get some picture without the glare, because these plates, these are Bavarian hand-painted in Germany plates, and I am such a sucker. Let's see if I can get out of the glare so you can see just how beautiful they are. And then my clock, I love those old clocks even when they don't work. And this is another one of those little retro hearts from Amazon. And then the cream and sugar, I believe that's from an estate sale. And this heart plate and the Hershey plate, and I believe the love plate, oh, well, the love plate came from an estate sale, but the Hershey plate and the heart-shaped plate came off eBay. And then we have another little retro, I believe it was a set of like 24. You can make garland with it, but I just like them scattered everywhere. There's another one of my baby flower frogs, and the numbers I made to look vintage myself. And a travel clock that came from an estate sale. And the little girl with her cake, it just makes me think of me, since it's my birthday and I love Valentines. And that is a goble. Am I saying that right? A goble. And it came from eBay. And then another Bavarian, look at that plate. Oh, I just love all the detailing and the painting. It's just stunning. That came from eBay. I actually had bought one that I liked, and she said, oh, I'm sorry, I can't find that one. Would you like a different one? And she sent me that one, and oh, it was even better than the first one I picked out. The clock and these 2 clocks came from, these 3 clocks all came from an estate sale. And then there's another little heart. The gloves came from an estate sale, and look at the little daisy on it. She came from an estate sale. Her head's been re-glued, but I don't care. I think she's so sweet. And then another one of those hand-painted plates, and that one did come from an estate sale. But I just love those floral Bavarian plates. Come over here to the Hoosier now. We'll start here at the top of the Hoosier. I got these 2 little cats because they remind me of 2 cats my mama got for Christmas one year. So I just added some ribbons. And then that's an old magazine advertisement with a kitty cat. So I framed that. And then the embroidered roses, that is a little napkin from Aunt Penny and Kayla. That's my grandpa holding a bunch of kitty cats. I thought that was kind of fun. And then that little kitty came from eBay. And this paper heart garland, it was 4 strands and that came from Amazon. Isn't it amazing? I love it. And then here's my Hoosier. It's funny, I used to just really decorate here and just one little thing over here, but now I like to use the whole space. That's the influence of Kayla and Penny. So let's start over here. Let all that you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. Now that came from Aunt Penny. And then this little girl reading a book, I just love her. She actually reminds me of Charlia's little girl, Ellie Lynn. And I bought that off eBay. And then this square heart box came from an estate sale. And there's another one of those little hearts from Amazon. The 2 pairs of scissors came from estate sales. And then all of my little vintage Bibles. And this one's actually a devotional. Those all came from estate sales. And I just recently found this red one. I love it. That actually came from a thrift store. And this came from Aunt Penny. And then that was leftover velvet ribbon. So I just used a heart-shaped pin that came from an estate sale. And then I have this vintage card is actually from my mama, as well as that one. And that little holder, spool holder, is from Etsy. And then I also got these old vintage library cards. And this one's from 1992 up here at the top when my oldest was born. And then this one is December 99 when my youngest was born. So I thought that was cool. And then this one's Charlotte's Web, which is awesome. And then this came from eBay. And this one came from an estate sale, or maybe it was Aunt Penny. I think it was an estate sale. And then we have some more. Remember how I said I had the Ingalls? So here is Mary and Carrie, because Laura and Manly, or Almanzo, are in the other cupboard, so we'll see them shortly. These little spoons came from Penny and Kayla, as well as the old vintage cards. I love them. And then this is another Amazon. And then this is one I made to look vintage. I'm thinking about putting a set of these, because see, you can turn it over for Halloween, where it's the set of the numbers and then a set of like special characters, if you will. So if anyone thought that would be fun to have in my shop to purchase of your own, let me know. I'll make some sets and put them in there. Some more retro style cards. Now this one actually is an old vintage. Nope, it's not. It's just a cool old card looking retro style. And then an old cookbook that's chocolate. Gotta have that for Valentine's Day. And then I went ahead and have my Sears catalog, because it's red, and I did put a paper heart on it. And then I have to have my silverware out. You know that. I love my old silverware. So I just put them in a couple of jars. And then I filled this with some faux ranunculus that came from Amazon. Another little heart from Penny and Kayla. And then this scoop. It's a little scoop here too. This came from an estate sale full of chocolates. And then another one of those spools with a card from Aunt Penny. And I stuck the sticker on it since it says 14 for my birthday, for Valentine's Day. So that's the Hoosier. Over here we have the other curio. I moved my kitties up there, and I just recently got her. She came as a pack of 20, well, pack of 12, and I bought 2 packs because I have plans for them. But from Amazon, made to look like those old honeycomb decor tabletops, and I love it. And here is this cupboard, chocked full of goodies. So let's see what we have. So on this shelf, I believe that plate at the back came from eBay. This one came from an estate sale. This one came from eBay. Another little cutout from Amazon. And then these stack of dishes from estate sales and antique shops, all my red. And this little kitty is from eBay. And then that one's from Etsy. And that's my mom and dad on crowned King and Queen of Valentines. That was actually the date they got engaged. So I thought that was really cool. Then down here we have another one of those Bavarian plates I just love. That came from an estate sale. And then this is a Bavarian tray. I'll move my kitty here so you can see it. Oh, isn't it just beautiful? That came from the Antique Festival in Liberty, North Carolina. And it's marked German in the back. And then this little guy came from eBay, or Etsy, from an Etsy shop. I love him because he's made to look retro. And then this stack of little measuring cups. Trying to remember where I got them because I know they were a gift. I just don't remember. I think they were a gift from Marnie. And then my old condiment, I just added a ribbon to it. And then that's me on my 2nd birthday. And another little kitty from eBay. And then last on this shelf, another one of those Bavarian plates from eBay. I love the shape of it. I love that it's got those little cutout handles, and the detail of the flowers is just amazing. And Snoopy came from eBay. I love Snoopy. Another of the Amazon cutouts. And then this came from an estate sale. The little keys came from an estate sale. And the teacup and saucer from an estate sale. And then the little heart dish, I believe, came from Marnie. And that is Almanza and Laura for my old pictures. And then some old folding measuring tapes, another retro puppy, and some actual dried roses. So that's this curio. The last thing in the dining room is my table. I love it. This tablecloth came from Amazon, but this came from Aunt Penny. All the silver you see in it came from estate sales. And then my little children's tea set came from an estate sale. I love it. And we'll start on this side and go around. The tray, the beautiful tray with the flowers on it, came from my daughter Callie for my birthday last year. And then the little salt and peppers and this little guy came from estate sales. This came from either Flea Body or Fancy Flea or Baker Street, I'm not sure which. And then that came from an antique shop. That came from an antique shop. Isn't it so cute? It's an old pencil sharpener, but I turned it into a little love note. This came from an estate sale. And this came from an antique shop. And then I got the little hearts off of Temu. And they're actually, nope, I thought they were bells, but haha, on me, they're not bells. In the old butter dish. This came from I believe it is Lodestone, and it's a wedding spoon because of the couple. So I thought that's good for Valentine's. That came from, I believe it was Mavericks last week when I went to them and got some wonderful thrifted items. Then the little teacups came from estate sales, and then there's leftover ribbon with another vintage heart pin. The little boy came from eBay. I just love him. And so did the fun little kitty cat creamer. And this little creamer came from an estate sale. And let me get around here to Cupid. Isn't she cute? She came from eBay. Giving a kiss. And then that little kitty, I don't remember where I got that. I want to say maybe Target. Maybe Michael's. I don't know, but I love it. It's not old, but I don't care. That came from an estate sale. And then there's another one of those little hearts. So that's my Valentine table. And the red candles, those came off of Amazon. That was the best thing, whoever invented those candles where you can put them on a timer and use a remote. That was the best thing ever. Because I love the candlelight, but who wants to remember to constantly like be lighting them and unlighting them, you know? And then you get the beautiful glow without having to worry about a fire. But that is my dining room. Here we come into the kitchen. I'm gonna start over here because that's actually a cake pan sent to me by Kayla and Aunt Penny, and I thought, wouldn't it be more fun to just use it as decor? So I tied a ribbon on it and put it on my garage door. And actually, you can kind of see it a little bit there, but I like to use sticky tack under things. Like I'll even use it under pictures and stuff to keep them even so they don't shimmy. So if you have pictures that tend to want to lean, no matter how much you try and keep them level, put some sticky tack under them. It doesn't hurt the paint and it keeps the picture where you want it. Oh, I have to show you this. This is recently from one of the, I think it's from Coupe de Ville with Haley. But I actually gave that to Darren for Christmas and he stuck it up there and I didn't know about it. Then Gumby and Pokey. And this little guy I picked up somewhere, but this one is from my friend Carol. And those came from an estate sale, eBay, or no, actually an antique shop. Those came from Etsy. There was a shop you could send in your favorite books, 10 favorite books, and then they would make them into miniatures for you. That came from an estate sale, and those came from estate sale. So I love small things and miniatures. I think they're so cute. And obviously gallery walls. And look, there's my postcard. And let's read the other side. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. Oh my God, I trust in you. Psalm 25, 1 and 2. And that is what I want to learn to do. Trust in God. There's not tons of stuff in here. There's pops of Valentines. Like, I love these cookie cutters. Those came from Kayla and Penny. But it's not overabundance of Valentine stuff. And then this trivet tree came from my friend Marnie. I love it. The little cows came from estate sales. And the 2 containers and the crock. And this came from estate sale. This actually came from Amazon, as vintage as it looks. And then those came from estate sales and Aunt Penny. And that came from estate sale, the copper pot. I love it. So over here we have some, I figure chocolate book. And then the heart from I Love Lucy. And then another one of the little retro hearts from Amazon to dress that up for Valentine's. And then this is my island centerpiece. Those are actually faux sticks I got off Amazon. And then I got a heart-shaped punch and punched out little pieces of, it's actually paper ephemera from Amazon, so I didn't actually ruin any books because I have a hard time doing that even for craft projects. And then just pink and red construction paper and hot glued them on there so that they would look like little heart twigs. And this vase, oh my gosh, I love it. That's from Amazon. And then the little kitty cat is from Temu. And this little tray is from eBay. I like to put my ring here, my wedding ring, when I'm doing stuff in the kitchen. It's gonna get messy. This little girl, isn't she beautiful? She's from eBay. I think she must have been holding something at one time, but I don't care. I just love the fact she's got that beautiful little dress. And the tray is from an estate sale. It's just gorgeous. Come over to this side so you can see the creamer and the sugar. Those came from Amazon, as did the flowers. And I do have an Amazon storefront, so if you see anything in here that you love that I say is from Amazon, it should be in my storefront if you want to have it yourself. But if it's from estate sales and thrift stores, sorry, I can't help you with that. Then over here, well, just a second here, I should show you some more of those paper hearts. I just I love that they're just a little bit of a touch without being too much. And then up here I got some velvet, or not velvet, felt hearts and flowers. I believe that's from Target. That's Lenny. He's having an attitude problem because I'm not in there paying attention to him. I'm busy paying attention to you right now. So, well, here's this little vignette. And those are my cookbooks. And that Better Homes and Garden one is actually my mama's. And then the beaded heart, I think, came from an estate sale. I believe the rolling pin came from an estate sale, and then this one came from Penny and Kayla. And then we have this little teacup came from, I believe, an estate sale. And the scale came from eBay. And then this little baking powder, I went on Shop Goodwill online and bought a lot of tins. So I think it came with like 13 tins, and that was one of them. And then Penny sent me the Scrabble tiles, and I just glued that together so it said love. The cloche I bought on Amazon, but the little tray came from an estate sale. The little creamer came from an estate sale. All the little straws came from Penny and Kayla, as did the little heart-shaped crockware and the little heart lights. And the little frog came from a flea market, antique market. And then the two cards came from different Etsy or eBay shops, just as included with the items. So I thought that was kind of cool. And that basket came from an estate sale. So, and I kind of really like my letterboard because it's pretty accurate. Then over here, the flowers came from Amazon or Temu. And then these two came from estate sale, and this came from Aunt Penny. It's a little candle. And then this came from Penny and Kayla. They're such generous people. I feel like they have blessed me with so much. But the most important thing they've blessed me with is their friendship. That's priceless. So here is my Valentine kitchen. The last room on the tour is the library. So over here, yes, I'm filming it before Valentine's, but it's what you gotta do. But oh my gosh, I got this at, I believe, Baker Street, and I absolutely love it. I've always liked those ones where it was the date, but the fact this came with the day and the month, this was just, oh my gosh, I can't even. Then I recently ordered this with country music, because country music from the 70s is what my mama used to listen to all the time, like Delta Dawn and Country Roads, Beautiful Girl in the World, and the Whole USA, Satin Sheets, If I Was a Teddy Bear, all those old songs, Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling. So I wanted to get some of them as albums so I could, it just reminds me of her. I just thought this picture was funny with the lady with the cat. It's kind of how I feel sometimes, exasperated, but I want my cat. I sold that off Pinterest. Trying to remember what else is in here that's Valentine's. And then I will show you my mantle. That came from Amazon as a pillow cover. And then that's a blanket that I made that's actually reversible. You would have seen this in December with the little reindeer on it. But now it's snowflake time. And then over here we have the little sign that says I love you more. That came from Aunt Penny. And little Finley's wearing his red ribbon. But then again, he always wears a red ribbon. And then I tied a little velvet ribbon to this. This is my recent find, actually courtesy of Marnie. She was telling me how she watched someone on TikTok. These are made to be ornaments on your tree. But instead, why not hang them on your wall? Especially if you're a gallery wall like me where I want to fill them in. So that's me and my mama in Germany. And then that's my grandma and grandpa, Claremont and Alberta. So, see if I can step back so you can see them here in the vignette. I actually made that macrame piece, and it's a twig from our yard. And then that's a matchbox holder from an estate sale. And the picture here, well, the cameras, I believe my husband took that picture. So And then the little pillow right there is from Aunt Penny. And we're gonna come around here and I'll show you my mantle. So that is my Valentine's mantle. I just absolutely love how it turned out. I love it so, so much. Some more of those paper hearts. And then the runner came from an estate sale. And then let's get a little bit close here. Let's start on this side. So that's milk glass, came from an estate sale full of roses from Temu. And those are some more of those leftover like foam roses. And then that came from an estate sale. That's actually a shelf that I painted and turned upside down to hold books from an estate sale. The hearts are from an Etsy shop. The books are, I believe, Charles Dickens, and those came from an estate sale. And he came from the Sanford Antique Shop. That's Toddy. And she came from eBay. Isn't she marvelous with her little kitty cat and her bows in her hair? And then that came from eBay or an Etsy shop. I think an Etsy shop. This actually came from Hobby Lobby. Those came from eBay. And then this is the other piece that I was telling you that I made with all those hearts. I found the frame at an estate sale. Isn't it marvelous? And I just took the, I think it may have came without the glass. So then I just glued all of them within the place where the picture would be. And I love it. This candle holder, and there's a matching one, actually came off Goodwill online. And I just added some ribbons to it. And then that came from eBay. I love Hobby Lobby. And then that pink one also came from an estate sale. So that is my fireplace mantle. And that wonderful, marvelous $6 mirror from an estate sale. I love how it turned out so much. It's just, I think it's beautiful, but that's just me. And also I wanted to share with you, this came from Goodwill online as well. Isn't it marvelous? And perfectly fits fireplace matches that I got at an estate sale. And then the bird cage came from Vintage Market Days in Raleigh. And it's full of old Bibles and books that I've thrifted from estate sales. So love that. And then that jar, I believe, came from the Pick and Coop. And so I just keep filling it with seashells. And the ashtray stand actually came from Amazon, I believe, because my husband sometimes likes to smoke cigars or pipes. And so that works out well for him in the house. The last thing in the library I want to show was my little tabletop over here. So this table, when we tore down and rebuilt the shed, my husband actually saved it for me so I could turn it into a table, which I did. And recently I acquired that old vintage suitcase from Goodwill online, and then I stacked all the beautiful quilts on it. So this quilt came from an estate sale, and this quilt came from an estate sale, and then this one my mother-in-law Diane made. It's just stunning. She also made this because it looks like Lenny with books, and I just love it. She's made a couple of pieces for us, and I love them. They're so beautiful, so beautiful. They mean so much to me. Then the Little Women actually came from Amazon, but the other two books are old books out of Africa and a hymnal. Then the Little Bird is from the Target dollar aisle. And then the kitty on the nest is actually from my friend Charlia. Gotta have chocolate. And then these are just paper hearts from a set of paper hearts from Amazon. And then this recently came from, I don't know if I can tilt it so you can see a little bit better. Recently came from an antique shop. And then the roses came from Temu. And these came from estate sales. And all these little made to look like hearts are from Amazon. And then the old candle holder is also from an estate sale. I love that he's got the little, almost like a little like elf face on it. But that is the library. Well, there you go, friends. That's my Valentine's tour. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I'm so glad you came to visit. And I hope you enjoy all the nostalgia and vintage and just kind of eclectic, crazy things I do. And look at that. I have both kitties in the same frame at the same time. Wow. That's like, I should go buy a lottery ticket. Well, thanks for coming, friends. I hope you come back and visit me soon. And just know I love you, and I'm so appreciate that you're my friends here through YouTube. And many of you have even, made relationships with me outside of YouTube, and I treasure those so much. And Jesus loves you even more than I do. Please always know that. So happy Valentine's Day, and come back again. Bye for now.